Okay, we're recording. So, welcome everybody. Thank you for being here today. I'm excited to share something that I just did not even a week ago at the Minneapolis Spring Luncheon that my wonderful mentor, who's on the call tonight, Joyce Hoffman, has been leading this wonderful luncheon. If you know anybody in Minneapolis, every spring, this time of year, for over 40 years, it's a wonderful event. I've been to a couple times, and I had the privilege of being on stage to share this presentation on the Shaklee business. And it's a wonderful presentation, a lot of which I've taken from, Joyce, who is a lifetime master coordinator in Shaklee. She's been with Shaklee for well over 40 years and just very successful. And I learned a lot from her. So I wanted to pass some of that information on to you. I am recording this, so again, if you think of people that might be interested in this information, let me know and I can get that link to you afterwards. But I want to start off by sharing, first of all, I entitled this The Pathway to Your Rewarding Future. This is something that I believe with Shaklee is a gift to give people and offer people, and it's up to you or people that you're offering it to. If they accept, maybe it's not the right time, maybe it is, you never know. So I like to put that out there for people to at least have that option and learn. So I'm going to kind of scratch the surface a little bit tonight, telling you a little bit about that. This is my wonderful family. My husband, David, who is a professor at the University of Mississippi, and he works with dietary supplements and pharmaceuticals from natural products. And so I'll tell you a little bit about David and how this kind of ties into our story in a second. And our wonderful children, Andrew and Benjamin, who are currently 7 and 9 years old, and they are wonderful. Just to tell you a little bit about my background with Shaklee and the business, I'm a Shaklee kid. I grew up with Shaklee, left it behind when I went to college. Didn't think much about it, to be honest, when I was 18 years old. But it was when Andrew was a baby that I was looking for safer cleaning products, and other mothers that I knew were telling me about Shaklee. And I thought, wow, we need to start using these products again. So we did. Love the cleaning products, safe and very effective. And David, being science-minded, started to look into the science behind Shaklee and started to look into the many journal articles and publications, and was just absolutely blown away by what he learned, because what Shaklee does with the science and the integrity is not required by the supplement industry. And so he knew that, and he knew that this was just really, really quality, top-notch, scientifically backed products. And so we started to use the products. David did first before I did, because I was pregnant with Benjamin, who is my little guy here, and I was following doctor's orders, just taking, prescription prenatal. I ended up with a very unhealthy pregnancy, and Benjamin came very fast at 34 weeks gestation, 6 weeks early, excuse me, and he was very sick. We were told that he would have asthma, which he does not. He's a healthy 7-year-old. And I think a lot of that to Shaklee with the safe cleaning products and the supplements and things to build his immune system over time. So, I was able to rebuild my health as well. And from that, I shared. It's something that, when you go to a movie that you like, or when you go to a restaurant that you like, or you try a product that you buy from somewhere and you like it, you share it. You maybe share it with your friends, your best friends, your family, social media, and you share it and give that recommendation. And with Shaklee, that's what we do as well. But with the business side, you can get rewarded for that. So why do people join Shaklee? Why do they choose Shaklee? We know that there are dozens and dozens and dozens and hundreds, really, of different options out there with businesses and network marketing businesses like our business model. And so I really like to take a few seconds to really highlight the difference that we have, because Shaklee is different than the other companies. One of the reasons is our longevity and our history. And you can see here that Shaklee as a corporation was established in 1956 with Dr. Forrest Shaklee. He was an actual person with his founding philosophy to abide by the golden rule. That comes right from the Bible. Do unto others as you want them to do to you. Cooperating with nature. All of our products have always done that from the beginning. Making quality products and thoughtsmanship. Dr. Shaklee has some wonderful, rich writings on thoughtsmanship. And, your thoughts produce so much in your life. And you can see this quote from him. What you think you look, what you think you do, and what you think you are. So this is a little bit more about our difference. The stability of the company. We have 60 plus years of paying people over $9 billion in commissions, and that's growing. Now, many companies, pop up and disappear from the scene within 5 years. And, I heard recently that, the intent with some of those companies is to just make a lot of money and then stop that company and go do that again. And so with Shaklee, that's never going to happen. We're here to stay. We have the quality beyond organic with all of our products, 100,000 quality tests per year, more than 100 patents and patents pending, and 135 clinical studies, published papers, and scientific presentations. When I was in Minneapolis last week, I heard Les Wong, who is part of the science team at Shaklee, give a wonderful presentation on the Shaklee difference. And he went into depth, which I'm not going to do tonight, but I certainly could pass on some of that information to those interested. Dr. Shaklee, like I said, he was an actual person, and I love, he was the founder, the philosopher, the innovator. He created one of the very first multiple vitamins in the United States in 1915. He made the first protein powder in around 1960 to 61. He made the very first biodegradable cleaning product, our Basic H, around 1959, 1960. He was ahead of his time first. He was a part of a green movement before green was more than a color. When people were just thinking that's what it was, Dr. Shaklee was ahead. And that's how our company's always been. And that moves us to the current time of our leadership. We're under the wonderful leadership of Roger Barnett, who's our chairman and chief executive officer. He bought the company in 2004. And you can see this quote from Roger: "Other companies count on you to create their value, but at Shaklee, we reward you for the value that you create." Now, Roger took in the past 4 companies from the ground level to #1 in their respective industries. And one of the reasons why he was so drawn to Shaklee, and I should add this, I just heard Roger speak. I was on the Shaklee Dream Trip a few weeks ago, last month, and it was a wonderful time. And he was there speaking on his beginnings in Shaklee, how he, at the age of 35, took 5 years and millions of dollars and looked at hundreds of different companies within this network marketing industry. And he spent that time because he really wanted to find one that was the right fit for him. And one of the reasons why he chose Shaklee, and we're so fortunate, is this: we are at the center of these $5 trillion growing industries. We're not in one industry or one product line. So as a distributor, this is important because in every conversation I have with people, whether it be at the grocery store line or on an airplane or one of my friends or at a play date with my kids, I'm hearing needs that people have that Shaklee could address. Again, it's a gift. We can offer it and they can say yes or no, but we have the healthy home. So many people are looking for these non-toxic cleaning products and healthy options for their home around children. More and more people are developing allergies and such. And then healthy beauty. Many people are looking to stay younger longer, look younger longer, and they don't want to turn to the expensive surgeries, Botox, and different things that can maybe alter things for them. They want to do it in a natural way, but also an affordable way. And we have that with our youth anti-aging skincare line. That's just fantastic. Healthy weight. I think we all know people that struggle with this, and this is a huge, I would say, epidemic in our country. I live in Mississippi, where we are the most obese state in the country, and many people are looking for a healthy way that is not going to break the bank and not going to really change their lifestyle too much, as far as, just adding in a few things to make some changes. We have that with our Shaklee 180 program that's clinically shown to burn fat and muscle mass and keep you off the yo-yo diet. I personally can attest to that after I had my kids. This was the program that did it for me. We have the Healthy Solutions, which is like memory, mind focus, heart health, sports nutrition. We have that you can put into that area, stress, energy, lots of different things that can help with some solutions there. And then the Healthy Foundations. This was our beginning. Like I said, Dr. Shaklee created the first multivitamin in 1915. He always said vitamins, minerals, protein. Like when you're building a house, you want to have that good solid foundation and then you build up from there. And we have some really wonderful options for people to choose from in that category. Okay, so why do people say yes to Shaklee? One of 3 reasons. Many people start out here. They want to save money as a member or a preferred member in Shaklee, saving 15% below the retail price, using superior products, and enjoying better health. And other people decide that maybe they want to, well, I like these products and I'm gaining so much, benefit from them, my energy and my overall health. I want to share them with some friends and family. So you can earn some thank you checks back or some bonuses back from the company just by doing that. And other people see that they want to intentionally share and have some goals in their business and join a team that's like-minded, working towards those goals, helping and serving others. And you can do that by developing your own business, which is what we're going to talk about tonight. Earning substantial income, pursuing a career in Shaklee, and enjoying a better lifestyle. So this is, I like this. This is just, I'm such a visual person, so I like this because it really shows how when you say yes to Shaklee, to starting your Shaklee business, the growth really starts by sponsoring others. Sponsoring meaning that you sponsor somebody as a new member or a preferred member or distributor on your team. So here you are in the center, just picture yourself there, and you share with some friends and family and coworkers and neighbors, and 6 of them say yes. They want to do this too. They want to join you. So you have your circle starting. And then with those 6 people, you teach them how to share, and you help them how to share with their friends and family and coworkers and neighbors. And before you know it, your growth is multiplying, and you're teaching others to teach others, and you're multiplying yourself in that process. So I love this chart. I spent a little time on this on Saturday when I was at the Minneapolis meeting, and this is Joyce and Chuck Hoffman's first 6 months in the company in Shaklee. This is November of 1969. 1969, long time ago. The company's been around for a long time. And so in November of 1969, Joyce and Chuck sponsored personally 5 first-level distributors. Just they personally sponsored them, so they're first level to them. December, a couple more, one more, a total of 14 in this first column here that they personally sponsored. We all know at least 14 people, right? And then they taught their group how to sponsor and how to share and how to serve others that way. And before they knew it, after 6 months of some hard work and teaching and educating people, they had 150 people in their distributor group. They didn't sponsor 150 personally. It was just the magic of multiplying yourself. So you can see here on the right-hand column, their personal group volume, which is how we base our bonus checks off of, started out with 438 in that first month and grew to over 9,300 by 6 months, half of a year. And Joyce was a nursing supervisor at that time with 3 small children that she really wanted to stay home and raise and be present to full time. And so she was able to do that. She was making over 3 times the amount she was in income as a nursing supervisor with Shaklee. So she was able to quit her nursing job and join Shaklee full time, which is really just part-time, as we know, at part-time hours. And that really is showing the magic of multiplying yourself. So how can you enjoy all that Shaklee has to offer? We're going to go through just, again, scratching the surface on the earnings and benefits plan. It really is a simple plan, and I don't want to bog you down with tons of details. We can certainly go through that if you're interested. The one thing I will point out is if you don't, in the beginning, understand the plan, I promise that Shaklee will continue to pay you. That was me in the beginning. I would get these checks, and I didn't exactly know why, but you learn as you go. And so to do a bonus, to make a bonus in Shaklee, you're going to want to do 100 personal PV, which is, again, how we base our bonuses. And from that, you're buying from your Shaklee store. It's hard for my family to just buy 100 PV, I'll tell you that, because we have a family of 4, and even my dogs take a little Shaklee here and there. And so I'm buying our personal care products. I'm buying our vitamins. I'm buying our, sports drinks and things like that, and protein, our skincare, Shaklee has deodorant and hairspray and shampoos and all different things that you can buy from yourself rather than going to the store and giving your hard-earned money to them. You're actually getting some of that back as you're buying from your own store, which is a wonderful thing. So the bonus schedule looks like this. When you're starting off and you buy the 100 PV, at least 100 PV for your family or for yourself, and maybe you sell some things to your neighbor or to your coworker or to your sister, and total is 250 PV, Shaklee will give you a 4% back bonus on that PV. Okay, so that's 250 all the way to 499. You get 4% back. Same thing with these other ones. Starting at 5% back. Now this, I should have said, the 4% back starts at the $10 range. Okay, so the 500 PV is 8% back. So that starts at $40 back in your check. 1,000 PV is 12% back, which is about $120. 1,500 PV is 14% back, which is about $210. And at the 2,000 PV mark, or PV, personal group volume, this is significant because once you're there and you feel confident that you can, continue to have that kind of volume and continue to grow from there, you have the opportunity to promote to the first leadership rank in Shaklee, which we call director. This is a really great place to be because at the director level, it opens up many, many different doors and ways to earn in Shaklee. So Some people do that in 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. It's totally up to you. But I recommend that the sooner you can do it in a solid way and really build as we're talking, then you can really earn some significant income and help other people to do the same. Okay, so your 100 personal PV plus the volume of all sponsored underneath you equals your PGV, or your personal group volume. Okay, so trips and cars. One thing I love about our dream plan, which is the name of our compensation plan, it is patented by Shaklee, so you will not find this exact plan in any other company, which I think is pretty great because it's a great plan. They build in trips and cars early on in the compensation plan. And so David and I have enjoyed this, and it's not because we're Joyces at the very top of the company. She's enjoyed numerous trips and cars and things over the years with her husband, but for David and I, we're just starting out, and we are able to earn some of that. I shouldn't say we're just starting out. We've been doing this for about 8 years, but in the last few years, really concentrating our efforts, and we're able to enjoy some of this. So I want to share with you how you can do that too. When you increase your PV to 3,000 over a 6-month period, so averaging that for 6 months, you can earn a trip or two to the company headquarters for 3 days at the New Directors Conference. This is a wonderful, wonderful trip in Pleasanton, California, which is the Bay Area of California. And David and I went on this trip in 2015. We are actually, if you see my cursor, we're right there in the middle of that right side group. And this is the home office, beautiful building. You get to tour, you get to do a little conferencing, you get to go to the new Science Innovation Center that just opened in 2015. You get to meet the home office team. You get to meet other distributors just like you, directors, new directors just like you. It is a heck of a lot of fun, and they really spoil you. Shaklee trips are like nothing I've ever been on. And here's some pictures. We have on the left-hand side, David and I on the vineyard tour that the vineyard dinner that they had for us, and just lots of spoils there. And we came out a day early and visited with Dr. Daggy, our newly retired chief science officer, who's so wonderful. I believe that Dr. Daggy took this picture downtown Pleasanton. And then my parents went on this trip a few years ago as well. My mom's on the call tonight, and they had a wonderful time. Again, this is at the vineyard that they got to tour, and this is in the conferencing center that they had built just for things like the New Directors Conference trip. Okay, so how would you like to drive a brand new car? This is possible when you help somebody become a director in Shaklee, and you help somebody to become a director, and you're doing 3,000 PV for 3 months, you can earn the car bonus. It's built in really early in the compensation plan. And David and I were able to earn a car bonus a couple years ago, and this is us on the day that we picked up our new car. I had traded in a car that was over 13 years old and was starting to have more costly repairs. So for us, it was a real blessing to have this paid for by the company, and every few years, if you continue to grow your business like we are, you get another 3 years of car bonuses. So it's tiered, and it's wonderful. And I know many people that this has been a real blessing for, people who are really struggling to have, even one car in their family, and then they're able to get a car bonus from Shaklee, which, maybe somebody that could be a blessing for as well. So, you could put yourself in this picture. It's really your choice how much you want to do or not do. Okay, so duplicating yourself, you can start to earn residual bonuses. I love this chart, and I know there's a lot of pieces to it. I'm just going to scratch the surface again, but for what this means, generation, is say that you sponsor your neighbor Sally, and Sally becomes a director in Shaklee like you are. That makes you the next leadership rank of senior director, and she is a first-generation director on your team. Now, Sally goes and introduces Shaklee to her brother John, and John gets excited and starts to share, and he starts to grow his business and becomes a director in Shaklee. John is second generation to you, first generation to his sister Sally. See how that works? And that goes on through 6 generations and then into infinity. That is unique to Shaklee. I believe that many companies cap off at 6 levels deep where their bonuses go, but Shaklee goes into infinity. So that's unique to us. And what these numbers mean basically is that, there's Sally there, your first generation, on her volume or her PV, you will get a 6% bonus on, and John's volume you will get a 6% bonus on, and so forth. Now, when you become a senior coordinator in Shaklee, which is the 4th leadership rank in Shaklee, you're going to get an additional 2% to infinity. So that equals about 8% in each of these, and that goes on. And many people are earning a 6-figure income because of these infinity bonuses. So I really like the ladder of success, or this, average annual income for the bonus schedule here. This just shows you that real people can make real money in Shaklee, and they have been for decades. And it's really, again, what you put in is what you'll get back. So there's a huge range, as you can see here. The first leadership rank I was talking about at the director level, the average annual income is $10,000 average. And then you go all the way through the top rank in Shaklee, presidential master coordinator, over $614,000 a year as the average, okay? Now, I was looking in Forbes magazine not too long ago, a couple of years ago, they were talking about how 63% of Americans could not cover a $500 emergency from their savings. So when you think about that, $500 emergency, much. Your refrigerator breaks, something happens with your car, somebody needs some, has to go to the ER or something for, an accident or health issue. That's not much at all. And that could really wreak havoc on somebody's, budget and income, what they're looking at with their finances. So just introducing somebody and having that plan B or a little extra income coming in as a director, average income is $800 a month. So that would easily cover a $500 emergency if somebody had that show up in their lives. So I like to kind of point out these middle ranks here. Senior executive coordinator, $65,000 a year. For many people, that's career replacement income. So who do you know who may be in between jobs, who may be looking to stay home with children or grandchildren, or looking for, retirement income? That can make a huge difference for them. Okay, I love talking about this part, the trips. And I forgot to say this in Minneapolis. I meant to say this, but anytime you see somebody, earning income or going on a trip or earning a car bonus in Shaklee, it really is a product of service to other people, serving others, helping them. Nobody goes on these things or does any of this by themselves. It's really working with a team, helping people to help people, and that's really the beauty of this business. So do you enjoy traveling? I certainly do. So you can set your sights on earning the next dream trip, which is about a year from now, right now actually, where you can earn a trip to the Bahamas, Honduras, and Mexico on a Caribbean cruise, which is all expense paid with Shaklee. This is the Allure cruise line, which is, I guess, I've never been on a cruise, but like the biggest cruise ship in the world, or with this line, it's pretty fantastic. I've been looking at videos and it's pretty neat what you get to do there. We also have our Top Achievers trip, which is traveling to Greece next year, and this is for key coordinators and above. The previous trip is for coordinators and above. Here's a couple pictures from last year on the dream trip that I got to go on. Just a wonderful, wonderful experience. They have, so many fun dinners and different things for us. The resorts are always fantastic. And this is just a few weeks ago in Los Cabos, Mexico. I had the privilege of inviting my dear friend from high school, Michaela, with me, who is a very busy mom. She has 5 children and a corporate job and working. And she saw on this trip, the opportunity of what Shaklee has to offer, and even just the tax benefits alone. With our new tax reform, you might know somebody who's kind of concerned about that for next year, and just opening and starting to work on a home-based business like this can really pay dividends in the whole tax world. So think about that as well. But here's me getting out of my comfort zone and onto a horse on the beach. Michaela loves to ride horses, and I was like not too sure, but we did it, and I was really glad that we did it. It was really fun. And some of my Shaklee friends and our CEO Roger Barnett was there, and we got to interact with him and talk with him. Just wonderful. One of our uplines, Dee was there, and just really fun to be around. And Dee is always, top earner in Shaklee for years and years and years. She's fantastic. And then we have always some fun fitness things that you can choose to do. And they're always a lot of fun to wake up and exercise with your Shaklee family if you want to. Okay, so conference. We always have a wonderful global conference every year. That is a great place to learn, to meet home office, to see the products, touch, taste, feel, try out the new products, right, front lines of doing that. I'm hearing all the news and specials and the energy. One of the differences in our company, I think, that's really unique is the people. And you see that when you go to a conference. It's like a family reunion. And every year that I've gone to a conference, and I have not missed one since 2012, my business has grown. And that's just a really great way to submerge yourself and learn and have a blast. It's really, truly fun. So this next one coming up, I encourage you all to come to. They're selling out the tickets, and there's not a whole lot left. It's in Las Vegas, Caesars Palace, this August, and it's going to be a really good time. A lot of my team is going, and a lot of people on this call or that are listening will be there, and we invite you to join us. Here's a few pictures from some past conferences. Last year was in Atlanta, Georgia, walking the Shaklee stage. Roger Barnett with some of my team. We just had a really great time. And my parents, they were star achievers a few years back in Nashville. And so I wanted to include that picture there because it's just, again, Shaklee Spoils, just so much fun, but a product of serving people. So a couple more slides. I have this one on here because I think it's so important when you joining a business like this that you have a good, emotional reason for doing this. It's not like I just want to make money, because people that just want to do that in a business like Shaklee, it fizzles out. It's not something that, encourages you to continue to grow your business. And I found that when you have that emotional goal and you're not afraid to dream past where you are right now, because so much is possible for you, and believing in that. And having that really will help you to build your business and help people. And our team, of course, has a lot of training to help you do that as well. But here's my reason for why doing this. This is my family, my kids, Andrew and Benjamin, and my wonderful husband, David, who's been such a great support. He was on the field science team. I forgot to mention that. And he really kind of from the sidelines or the background does support and shares that wonderful scientific information that I wouldn't know. And of course, he's an asset to our whole team. But for me, I want to stay home with my kids. Before this, I was working as a music therapist in private practice, which I loved, but it took me out of the house. And I really wanted to stay home full time with my kids, be able to do the field trips, anything. Like today, my son got stung by a bee or something on his finger, and it swelled up, and I was able to drop everything and run to the school, and I brought him some Shaklee products to help him, and it did help him. So if I was working a full-time job, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So it also takes the pressure off my husband, who's the breadwinner in our family. And for me, being able to pay for things like piano lessons and starting to put more money towards our 401ks and paying down student loan debt, that takes off some of that pressure for him. And of course, happy husband makes happy family, right? So I invite you to join us. If you've seen some things in this presentation that interested you, so please talk to me of a person that invited you to look at the video today, because we can help you to begin to enjoy these rewards too. And I promise that this really is for anybody that really wants to do something like this. Everybody can be successful in Shaklee. So I'm just going to close with a quote from Dr. Shaklee, our founder, that your future life will be exactly what you decide to make of it. It's totally up to you. Okay, I'm going to stop the share, but thank you, those of you on the recording, for listening tonight. And please talk to the person that invited you to this to find out some more information if you're interested in that. Thank you.